What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Please do me a favor, take a moment, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. Criticism in the comment section. As always, go over to Twitter. Got a lot of new followers. Appreciate that. My username is Shutdown Safety. Want to talk about responsibility in the community today. So you're looking at a 2K Sports Forum post. This is back from April 15, 2009, where essentially moderator comes in, announces there will be no football title for this year, that 2K at that point was not working on a production title. Outside of the usual 14-month dev cycle, they did not have a game slated at that time to be the sequel to All-Pro Football. And in reality, officially, this is really one of the last interactions we heard from 2K in terms of creating a football game. Now, obviously, this year, a lot of things culminated in a lot of people speculating the return of 2K football. First and foremost was the lack of the exclusivity license, at least publicly, being agreed upon between EA and the NFL. And then a few insiders did leak some information about a prospective meeting between 2K and the NFL. And I just want to be clear, we still don't know whether those meetings did or did not take place. However, there at some point needs to be a responsibility from 2K Sports to understand that the community, their fan base, Twitter, obviously there's a groundswell here revolving around a prospective game that they would be creating, and they owe it to us, for better or worse, to at least acknowledge something. Now, I do want to say, fellow community member DJ81 sent out a tweet to Ronnie2K, and he responded to him. And again, community interaction, I can't stress that enough. These are people in the sim community that we've dealt with before. And he responded, say it every week, we don't own the NFL license, its exclusivity is owned by someone else. And to me, I don't hear it every week, but that's fine, you know, if that's how they want to portray it. But to me, really, there needs to be a more substantial push of getting that information out, if that's the case. Now, that leads me to the second point, because in my opinion, again, you know, 2K has a bit of more responsibility than one Twitter response based on everything that's occurred. Whether they're a complete innocent victim and we're just constantly sitting there while this information was just being fed from various sources, you still owe it to the community to acknowledge, one, that there's a demand for your product that you won't make, and two, acknowledgement that you won't be making that product. Now, the good part about this is, we learned today that the exclusivity agreement with EA and Madden has been extended, so that will continue to be the only football game available for purchase. And I know some of you said, why did you preface that with the good thing about today? Well, you know, number one, now we know. We didn't know before, we do now. Madden is the game that we're going to be playing in terms of an NFL game, and for better or worse, that means we get to hold EA responsible for what they've stated. So to me, this sheds a little bit more light on the Rex Dixon comments from E3. This is a man that now stood there knowing the exclusivity agreement had already been signed, sealed, and delivered, and continued to push the community, agitate the community, and really call out 2K, knowing they had no ability to make a game because his company that he is employed by fully owned and operated the rights to the game that he was talking about. To me, there's a responsibility there as a professional to not do that. And again, I like Rex as a person. He's a great guy. I think he got caught up in the moment. I know that that's easy to do. It's an emotional situation, and I think he said some things that maybe they've wanted to say for a long time and didn't. Regardless, this is where we're at. So, in that same light, we can now continue to hold EA responsible to their claims, hold them to their marketing, and demand the best football game possible. And should we not get that? Again, we have our tools as community members with proven interactions with major companies to show our displeasure in their product. Having watched some minutes of gameplay footage from E3, I can tell you, I saw motion shifting, I saw warping, I saw players freezing on the field, and I realize it's an alpha build, and I hope those things get cleared up. But if they're not, that's going to be a problem going forward for EA. And I believe the community is in a position now to be seen in a much stronger light. We can continue to grow and move forward, and if we can't get the game we want from 2K, we can certainly continue to demand it from EA, and at some point, someone will listen, or sales will drop, and change will be made. But it's not an easy battle. It's been a long battle, so to speak, in terms of trying to get a simulation game. And we're going to continue, or at least I'm going to continue, to put efforts into that fight. And I hope one day we're rewarded. Love to know your opinions on this. Appreciate you checking it out. I'll be back tomorrow, really, with more content.